boy, did we just come out of a crazy weekend. Mike Tyson out here just flopping for the 20 mil. I mean, I might have done it too, but he flopped out there, boy. I mean, he is 58, but he 20 million strong 58. And we had John Jones show why he is the GOAT. It was a huge TKO weekend, huge combat sports weekend, and now we go into a week full of AEW and Full Gear at the end of the week. But I can't even get to that without pausing for a little bit, like I'm buffering on Netflix. Yo, I'm just gonna look at you. You just see the circle going 25%, because that's what happened. The most streamed show ever in history.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson fight with Jake Paul. And half of America, or even the earth, couldn't see it because it was buffering. This is huge one. I know that there may not be a lot of boxing fans, but for wrestling fans who know that we're about to get Monday Night Raw, 3 hours. 3 hours. We don't even know if there's going to be commercials or not. Probably just like WWE shop commercials, blah, 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 just transition stuff. Maybe even talking about promos for superstars like they do on the WWE Network. But we're talking about a 3 hour live show that could possibly be buffering.
So I want to take a real quick. I died.
Those 8K cameras, we might not be able to see them.
8K cameras were looking like Motorola cameras from 1992.
Hello, Moto.
It's real. Hey, the good thing about it is that it happened before. We've seen this on one of the biggest
for
fights.
WWE.
Good thing for WWE.
I mean,
bad
up
thing
in
for
Florida here, they already put a lawsuit in.
I had buddies across seas.
You jumped in? You trying to get cash? Trying to get that Netflix cash?
I don't even know how they're going to do that, because you want to know why? Because they have that in that terms and conditions because of stuff like that.
Class action.
Listen, Netflix. But I want to say one good thing. Netflix came from a long way when it was just to order the DVD in the mail to be sent to you.
Right.
So, yes, they are.
But they're one of the, and I think I told you about this, but this is something that maybe a lot of people and our followers may not know. Netflix is one of the few platforms that have placed something into their system and how they stream service to your TV, to your phone, to your tablet. In order to do so, they have something in place that regardless of your internet speed, it will still show that show just at a definition that could meet that speed. So, and it's like default. You don't even have to go in and do it. It will do it. So say you're on dial-up, it's going to show you 480p. You know, you're going to see something that's almost tube TV back in the day, 80s, 90s. If you got high-speed internet, then now you're able and capable of the 4K, and it does the up conversion for you. So if people remember Blu-ray and HD DVD and all that stuff that happened, moving from DVD, there was a up conversion DVD player you could get at your local Best Buy, Circuit City. This is how old I am. But those items had that up conversion device allowed you to take a regular DVD and make it look a little bit more high definition. Well, that same type of program is in Netflix's application and allows you to be able to see that at that high definition if depending on your speed. So that's why they push so much on get Netflix on your phone, get Netflix on your tablet, play it anywhere you want to play it. We're all in our homes and it's sending you a survey saying your internet speed might not be good.
No, I don't think it's that, because you got to look at it too. You have at least, and this is, I haven't checked it recently, this is a check that I did 2 years ago. They had about 80 to 90 million subscribers, right? Mm-hmm. So that means 80 to 90 million accounts. Mm-hmm. Within those accounts, they have the ability to where you get the two-sided, two people can watch at one time, or you get 4. But what about those people who are sharing passwords, right? So that 90 is 90 accounts. but let's multiply it by 2. It could be 180 million people that was probably watching that fight at one time. And this is something that this is not their first time they did something like this. They did the roast of Tom Brady.
But it's the biggest.
But it's the biggest where everybody, not everybody is a big Tom Brady fan. So I'm pretty sure there was like 90 million
Chris
people
Rock
watching.
Chris Rock had his.
Dave Chappelle had his on there live. So this is Jake Paul. So you said a big wrestling fan. We all know Iron Mike Tyson from the WrestleMania with Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold, where Austin won his title for the first time. That Mike Tyson was the special guest enforcer, aka became referee. Right, so we all have history, and that was not one of the first time a boxing legend was there at WrestleMania. And then you have Jake Paul, who is the phenomenal sensation of social media, of the internet. You know, dancing like a goofball to actually fighting people like the Fury. I forgot his brother's name. Tyson Fury. Potentially with now other people talking about they want to fight him, but his brother Logan Paul, that's in the WWE. So you had those fans, you had us that grew up watching Tyson, you had the old heads that was possibly 10-15 years older than Tyson. Everybody who did not have social Netflix, everybody came together. I don't think Netflix had this put together.
Not even just that. And I believe I talked to you about this. As soon as you open the app,
it's the first thing
playing, and the trailer's playing, and it's saying click here, click here. If you're gonna do all that work, you have to be prepared. Your servers have to be prepared. And this is not just on Netflix. If you're a gaming fan and you know Combat Sports Underground has a gaming channel, please lock in and go check it out. But even for brand new games, when Madden comes out, 2K comes out, Call of Duty comes out, the first couple days, even between good gamers, good known gamers, they say, I can't touch it for a couple days. Yeah. Because the service is going to crash.
Everybody's going to be on it.
It just seems like there's a lack of preparation out here because we're in a little bit of a capitalist area. I ain't going to go too much into politics, but money is king, right? So they want the money now and they don't want to put the precautions up to get things corrected, right? That's the unfortunate part to this. But now, as we've gone from the most streamed thing of all time, Netflix now has an NFL game that they're going to have on it. And then shortly after that is Monday Night Raw. I could put a lot of money on the fact that there will be no issues with Monday Night Raw. I'm putting all of our fans at ease. Fiasco, once again, suited up. American Nightmare-esque.
Oh my
is
God.
Telling you, don't worry, Netflix is going to get it fixed, and Monday Night Raw will not have an issue.
I want to say this:
it's huge.
I only blame one person.
Who?
Cody Rhodes.
For Netflix?
Yeah, Roman Reigns would have made sure that on his way in there. Have you seen anything for the last five years? For the last past 5 years on Peacock, Oregon time on Peacock. While the tribal chief was champion, how many times, unless you had no teeth and you lived around the area and you was talking about the 480 speed, that your show buffered? With the tribal chief, it never buffered. Okay? He held it down. When he walked into the arena, the lights never buffered. The TV never buffered. You could have been on Windows 95 watching this. It would not have buffered. You know why? When the tribal chief comes in and he's in control, he's doing everything and not chasing the Ula follow. He hold it down. But you know what? I'll be wrong if I say that.
Didn't work?
What?
Paul Heyman's phone number.
Oh.
Hey. Oh. Fiasco gonna cook. I'm telling you, it's a different vibe when Roman Reigns is a babyface. And the internet wrestling community is talking. They don't like it. They want your boy to be back a heel. They just like you. They got negativity in their soul.
What?
Yes.
You call it negativity.
Not Cody Rhodes.
You call it negativity. It's the truth.
This is what y'all like. Y'all like chaos.
Chaos.
This is why
Control
people
chaos
watched
is good.
Dark Knight, not for the Dark Knight. They watched it for the Joker. This is you guys. This is you guys. And now for the time that you're supposed to cheer the guy, you're like, I don't know if I want to cheer for Tribal Chief because he getting his butt whooped.
I always cheer for Tribal Chief.
Okay.
I will always be there.
I hope you continue to put your one up in the sky because when that boy took a tsunami to his rib cage that, had a little bit of cancer in it, right? So we got to be very gentle with Roman Reigns, right? We got to be gentle with him, and he took a tsunami to the body. Were you standing up ready?
Listen,
looking like Malcolm X today?
You ready?
Were you ready to go out there and fight?
You said Malcolm X. It was like the Malice in the Palace for me. You see me with my Ben Wallace on. So I would have been there. But you want to know why? If it would have been any ordinary man, they would have been out for a while. You see what happened.
So you ain't going against Bronson Reed.
Listen, I'll go. Yeah. Telling me? The Tribal Chief says to do it, I will do it. You want to know why? Because he is my Tribal Chief.
But
all day.
No, that's solo.
No, not
solo.
Jacob Fatu.
Hold on, that's solo.
I don't got a Uda follow on it. So it's Roman Reigns. But like I said before, it could have been any guy.
Is this about to be a heel turn for Hollywood?
Never. You want to know why? Because it's not, you guys call it heel, you guys call it face, you could call it whatever. It's one constant besides taxes and death. It's Hollywood, and Hollywood knows best. And I'm telling you right now.
Oh, no.
I'm telling you right now, the Tribal Chief is going to get his get back. And when he get his get back, when all the dust has settled and all the smoke has cleared, you're going to see the Tribal Chief back with his Ulafala. But now he has to go through this turmoil. And yes. I'm not being blasphemous.
Yes.
I'm not being blasphemous.
Say it.
Listen. I'm not being blasphemous. Please, to everybody, my brothers and sisters out there, I'm not being blasphemous. But we all know that a lot of kings and big people had to go through the turmoil. They had to go through the fire. You understand? They had to go down to the depths to grab the keys to come back up.
Go on.
To save everybody. He's just paying all of it right now.
Yeah.
He has to.
He is.
Again, I say I'm not trying to be blasphemous.
Oh,
he's being nailed right now.
Oh.
He's getting jumped.
Oh, no.
You want to know why? He's doing whatever he do. You want to know why? Who's getting the worst of the beating? The Tribal Chief. Who's getting more of the disrespect? The Tribal Chief. And the only reason why Paul Heyman did not answer his phone is because he has Netflix as his cell service.
Well.
So
even though the conclusion of your statement was very hilarious to me, I'm going to start again. Let Fiasco cook session is starting right now.
Let him cook.
Fiasco cook, because the unfortunate part to this is some episodes ago, and I challenge any of our fans to go find it, please, and just start posting it all over Hollywood Ravens pages, please, because this man scrutinized me, lashed at me, when I talked about the reasoning behind a babyface being beat down to the ground in order to get his get back and get the whole pop that you want from the crowd. And I spoke this about Cody Rhodes. And now all of a sudden, Roman Reigns is in the same predicament that Cody was in. And it proves that I was right and you just a hater.
Listen.
And it's understood.
Why do
let Fiasco still cook? I'm still prepping. I'm cutting the vegetables. I ain't done yet. The pot is on the burner.
Go ahead.
Give me a chance. So now that the Tribal Chief and its kingdom and all the oopses are having to go through what they're going through, and people like Seth are saying, I will never ever side with that man after what he did. What you want me to do? Help him get back to the top? You want me to do that? Well, this is what Fiasco predicts. Seth will still join War Games. There will be turmoil between that team. There will be no issues with Tsunami and Friends over at the new bloodlines.
Tsunami and
Friends. And I still will say this. Roman Reigns will turn on all the baby faces. Too much is being shown. Too much is being foreshadowed. The guy is not being able to move the needle as a babyface just as Cody was able to. Cody's the face. Cody's wearing the suits you see.
So it sounds like you just put everything in a pot and you're letting it simmer right now before you go start. Okay, so why is this?
Go right ahead. I got time.
Okay, perfect. I'm coming over here. I'm washing some vegetables to throw in there with you.
Don't put nothing in my pot.
I'm throwing some vegetables. You can throw the season after. So you're telling me, right? You said that please go find that video. And you'll see in that video
where you scrutinized me.
Oh, I did.
When I said this is what Cody has to do.
Cody Rhodes.
You just described everything Cody did.
Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, two different things. Two different things. You want to know why it's two different things? Because where's Cody now and where's Roman?
He's still champion.
Listen, he's still champion. He's champion. And can we talk about how many times he's defended it now? Since you got it WrestleMania. More than Roman.
And if we want to calculate a year's time,
5.
He has done it more than Roman.
5.
Yes.
By 5. By 5.
Phenomenal.
By 5. Maybe.
And did the same thing Roman did. Tag team matches here and there. All these stupid stuff. But the guy shows up
matches that
everywhere.
He was with other people pop more than his singles match. Roman got more singles match pop. You want to talk about pop? You want to know why I brought this back around? It's because of the simple fact that Roman's having to repeat Cody Rhodes' story.
Yeah,
he's having to repeat the story because Cody didn't do it right.
The footprints in the sand, and now he gotta walk it.
What's a footprint? What's a size 9 to a size 15, bro?
Don't mean nothing.
He's walking over those footprints.
Don't matter what the size of it.
They don't even remember Cody Rhodes.
Don't care about what size what the dude is.
But I'm just trying
All I'm saying is Cody did it first. Yeah, don't do that.
I didn't say that.
Afro Thunder is different.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. Undercover brother like me is going to come out and tell you is that when you look at it, what Cody has done and what Roman is doing, it's not over. This is 5 years. Cody's just started in AAA. He's not even in the minor leagues yet. You understand? Matter of fact, he's over there with the little giants. He's still learning how to bat practice. You understand? The only time Cody Rhodes is relevant is when he's with somebody of top tier. Roman has made people who wasn't even world champion relevant. It made sense to watch his match. Sami Zayn.
So you don't think that the Cody Gunther match wasn't a good match? Wasn't something that made Gunther a little bit more relevant to the regular audience?
Gunther didn't need it.
Yes, but there is a worldwide audience that may have not known Gunther for Gunther. People who watch episodic television know who Gunther is. But you go overseas and win a Super Bowl ring like Cody just did. I mean, that's the difference is the Cody rub is becoming a thing. It was a thing in AEW. It's a thing now in WWE. The dude is an over babyface. He is the face of the company, and you cannot deny that. The guy goes to all the talk shows, and I said that was going to happen.
Who they have to do that right now that's holding the championship? They have to have the white meat baby.
Gunther can't go and see Jimmy Fallon.
He can't. It has to be a white meat baby face.
No, that ain't got nothing to do with Gunther. Gunther's white meat.
No.
What I mean by is marketable.
It's marketable because of the fact that think about
character is not a marketable character.
It
will sell a shirt, but he can't go do Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, he can.
And make numbers.
Yeah, he can.
Cody can go. He could do whatever on that show. He's hugging people, kissing babies, doing all. He can be John Cena. Roman would never be John Cena. Roman is Roman, and I will tell you that Roman is Roman.
Roman's better.
But the GOAT of marketability, of being the face of a company, of carrying a company out of the ashes, which I will say in this point is the era of Vince McMahon, is what Cody's doing. Cody is doing John Cena almost better than John Cena ever did. The only difference is longevity in which John Cena did it. With Roman, his character, and I'm gonna say this, His character is almost like an Undertaker. It's a character, it's a face, it's a mask almost that he has to put on. We never see a real Roman. We see the character of Roman. And then we get pictures, TMZ pictures of him in bright clothes up in Disney. But we don't see that Cody you see. He crying, he laughing, he do all that's turned up to 11. Roman, since he started in NXT, is let me get this money. And it's very much so the same persona that a rapper will put on, or an actor, or anything. And it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing.
He's better than your favorite rapper.
I'm just saying that he can't carry the. How many times did John Cena come back and say, I'm here because you couldn't do it?
Repeat that again?
I just said it.
Repeat that again?
And I'm not here to repeat. That's why we record, so people can watch it back.
So you tell me that he cannot carry the company? He cannot carry the company. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the part where I say that this is where Fiasco drops the ball.
Can you
he dropped the fork in the kitchen.
Carry a company part-time?
Yeah.
That's impossible because other companies would let everybody be part-time.
5 years.
You have to be here full-time to carry a company. When he went part-time and it went into fruition when he lost the title, correct? Because we saw him all the way up until he lost the title. That's when he went part-time, correct?
Well, there were things that
Brock
happened.
Lesnar's not running the company, right?
There was
He's
things
part-time.
that happened. There was personal things that happened.
When you
with
are
Roman.
full-time, this is the reason why John Cena went ham on CM Punk's and The Rock and whoever came back.
Because he was mad. He was tired.
Because he's saying,
he was complaining.
I am the one running this company because I'm here full-time. I'm doing the work. For all my people that work in retail, when you see your manager leaving at 5 p.m. and they ain't worked the full shift, you're thinking to yourself, I'm the company. The manager ain't here. That's what I'm saying. So where your full-time employee is there, Cody Rhodes doing house shows, kissing babies, signing belts.
He better.
That's your boy running the company.
He had to catch up because for 5 years, this man had to carry the company on his back. For 5 years.
But those 5 years, Cody wasn't there.
That's not because Cody ran and tucked his tail in. When the going got tough, Cody got going, and Cody went to that pissant company to go and try to start and make a name for himself.
And he did. Hold on, successfully did that.
And I'm not going to take that away from Cody Rhodes. I'm gonna give.
Don't take it away from Drew McIntyre
but
from any of those.
Yeah, but for you to say this man was in a state where the state was, there was no people in the audience. Coming back to wrestle, having leukemia and remission at the time during COVID. So he put his whole health at risk. Not even the physical part, when I say it, the mental part. This guy had to still wrestle. This guy had to still put on a show. This guy had to carry and break records after records. They wanted a box office to be broken. They brought Roman Reigns. You needed stadiums to be outsold. They brought Roman Reigns. Merchandise during that time, before Jey Uso, was Roman Reigns. Do you know how many times Roman Reigns had God Mode, OTC, Family Above All, the Tribal Chief, the Needle Mover, all that? Those are all different merches. Shirts that he was selling it all time.
Those are shirts.
Wait. So when it came time to wear the stocks are now doubled its price.
That's Cody.
That's Roman Reigns. That's
Cody.
Before Cody held his title. No. They didn't even want to see.
TKO wasn't a thing until Cody.
TKO wasn't even a thing before until Cody.
It didn't it didn't flow. It didn't grow until Cody.
When Cody got beat up.
Yes.
When Cody got beat up, that's when it grew because they was enjoying that. Your American Nightmare is a nightmare right now. It is a whole nightmare.
If we want to talk about shirts, he's the one that's leading in all merchandise sales, by the way.
Of course.
Just understand that. But on top of that, he's making appearances. This man went to NXT. When was the last time you saw Roman Reigns at NXT? He wasn't. So this is the difference.
He set the family there.
When you are running a company and you're leading the brand, you go to all brands and you talk to them. You raise up the next level. That's what leaders do. That's what this man is doing. But beyond that, for all the people, that's just your one segment of Fiasco versus Hollywood Raven. That will happen much more often later as we go on. But we got to talk about AEW Full Gear after you just called them a pissant company. We got to still talk about it because you may be biased, but I'm unbiased, and I got journalistic standards. Full Gear, we got Jon Moxley, we got Orange Cassidy. This is very much so Hollywood Hogan versus Sting. And if anybody grew up on WCW, you got to see the similarities here, not necessarily in personalities or characters, but in the story that they're trying to predict. And to me, Orange Cassidy is getting over on the crowd to become somebody credible enough to be able to wear that title. And I think AEW does this a little too late sometimes, but I believe that the crowd will carry it. If you get a match with them and it's got a lot of false finishes, and that rise keeps happening, every time you hear two and everybody thinking that he almost beat Mox, he almost beat Mox, and they get louder and louder and louder. I think this is how you can make a star, make an additional star. But my concern are your previous stars being in the media saying right now, AEW doesn't need me, I'm going to go elsewhere. Toni Storm has just said she don't even want to wrestle no more. They don't need me.
I think Britt was Baker too.
I mean, she's there wrestling and saying these things, but we do know that she has some complex,
personal. We know this. There's some stuff
but
that happened
Eddie
behind
Kingston, they don't need me. They got people. You know, Kenny Omega, one of the founding people, one of the people that came
your greatest
in at the
pillar, your stone,
and
your
he's
rock.
saying, I don't want to say mess up his comeback, because the comeback is still going to be the comeback when he comes to AEW.
He's still going to have that great pop.
But you are almost wasting it on New Japan, where you've been there before. Now, you haven't been there in a long time, but they're not known for pops in New Japan. They're known for claps. So something there is odd to me, and that a lot of this stuff is happening. Then we got Danhausen feuding with people on the internet, and he's talking about he doesn't want to do anything in AEW right now, and they don't have anything for him. Ricky Starks, they don't have anything for him. It seems so that they do get grouped into areas of we need these people to be stars right now, and then they just leave people in the trash.
Which I know you may argue with me with this, but that's something that even WWE kind of struggle with.
We've been talking about this all week, right? All last week.
You even see it seems like maybe we don't hear from people of like TNA, all these other indies. Reason being is that because it's expected. They're just trying to throw to what's on the wall to stick. But when you're like an established company with a whole organization of different people, so many great talents, and especially, and we knew that this was going to be a problem when we first originally started this show. When we started this show a few years ago, we knew that this was going to be a problem, that you're buying so many golden people that have still gas left in their tank from another company that left the other company because they have nothing for them to come get paid more, to still have nothing for them. Because, man, every time I turn on the TV, since Ricochet's been there, it's like he says that he's going to show us how he could help run a company, that he could be the face of the company. He said that. You know what? Now I'm holding Ricochet to that. You want to know why? You just put a target on your back.
Well, unfortunately, that means you gotta spoiled the Ospreay Ricochet matchup too early. You got to build to that stuff.
And then, there you go. Thank you.
You got to build to it. You can't just do matches like you're playing exhibition on 2K. Like we can't just do that. And if you're gonna do that, then do something where you're raising these characters up. So when they did use Danhausen, who was a social media juggernaut, Like, his YouTube was going crazy. He's everywhere. He's at all Comic Cons. Everybody's wearing the faces, all of that stuff. When you strike gold on something like that, you got to keep running with it. They literally took this man off the burner and put him in the refrigerator and told him cool off. I haven't seen anything. Then Joe Hendry goes crazy. And now that's happening again in TNA where he's cooling off. People are tweeting at him saying, man, your 15 minutes was real quick. And he's having to fight back to these people.
They say the same thing about the Hawk Tour girl. 15 minutes of face. I know it's a different story, different topic, but like you said,
that's the difference when we talk about in the wrestling standpoint and how you can keep these people relevant. The people who book are the people who help that. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to that, you have to have something in play as far as an outline is concerned. And if you don't, then you need to allow them to be able to do their own thing independently to be able to get that back.
That's why sometimes it's okay. And I know you and we both could agree on this. We hate when things are written a year out from now because it doesn't allow certain things to cook. And sometimes they will scrap it because they didn't give it enough time to cook. So when you look at a lot of these guys who are coming in and they're trying to just throw everything to the wall, you have your private party. You have, having a match, winning the titles. You understand? Cool. Love it. Then after that, you just calm down. It's like, then what was the point? The hottest match
it tells you something about those characters to the booker. The booker believes that they would not get over unless they were champions. And that should tell something to the wrestler that they need to do something to tell the booker that they're wrong, right? Like, me as a fan, when I watched that, obviously I was very happy for Private Party because they were there from the beginning, right? But I also saw something in the sense of, as soon as they won, there was no storyline of them getting into a feud with somebody. It was just immediately 2 tag team elimination matches to see who would fight them. And it was like,
there's no respect building to them too. So
anybody
could just
hey,
fight.
We gave it to them. And they did the same thing with them Scissor Boys. Right? Like, they gave them the straps, and until they were able to really get the Scissor Me Daddy stuff up and all of that, then that's when it became, okay, we can put storylines around.
And we're going to change the color of the titles.
Right. But before, it was just, let's give them straps and then see if they get over. They got over because of what they were doing with the crowd, what they were doing on TV. Do not crutch them by making it seem like you gave them titles and then that's what made them relevant, because that's what's going to make this bad. We already have a lot of people feuding with each other on the internet saying one company has way too many titles, the other company has way too little titles. Now they both got the same amount of titles. Like, we have to make sure that the titles aren't the reason that somebody's getting over, but the chase. That story to get the chase. What's happening with this women's U.S. title in WWE should be the same type of move or energy or vibe that they're doing for TNT, TBS titles on AEW.
And I like the way you say that, because it should be as simple as this. When you have the title, it's you showing that you have the mic in an auditorium full of people. When you don't have the title, you should be able to people just at least see that you're acting, your performance speaking for itself without having the microphone. Because when you're given the microphone, when you're given the title, what you was doing when you was off screen, when the lights wasn't bright on you, now everybody's seeing it, is not the time. And
when Wardlow had the TNT title, it told a lot of people that, oh, he don't got a promo. He's just Goldberg-esque, right? When I saw Tsunami, Bronson Reed come out and do his solo promo for the first time. This is the first time in main roster that he's had a solo promo, that he's just talking from the beginning to an end till somebody, interrupts. God awful. God awful. Crowd is distracted him, getting in it. And then we look at people like Braun Breaker, who is on a different level. You could say it's the genetic freak in him, but he's a natural behind the mic. He could do it anywhere. He has the energy. He has the swagger. He has that, You see that with certain people in AEW as well. Orange Cassidy knows his character, and he does it, right? And that nonchalantness, the knowing that I don't have to have a catchphrase, that's his catchphrase. Like these things that's happening in AEW for certain characters, Darby Allin can talk, MJF can talk, Adam Cole has always been able to talk. Unfortunately, Adam Cole does not know how to put on bronzer because he comes out looking like a Simpson character. Somebody back there needs to tell Adam Cole, I'm a black and gold guy. I watched him come up. I watched him be a superstar. I watched him come and wrestle Daniel Bryan when people were stuck in Saudi Arabia, and it was one of the best matches ever. Now this man coming out as Homer Simpson on AEW television because he don't know how to put on spray tanner. We know he can talk, but we have to have somebody back there to reel him in. And we just saw news that Dustin Rhodes might be leaving. He already gone. The contract is up.
Yeah, he said it on Twitter.
That was a guy. That was one of your guys that used to reel some people in and say, you had CM Punk there, but you allowed it to be the inmates running the asylum, and he had to choke somebody a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, and
oh my God, that segment of that's for another day.
They have not been the same since that happened. Now I see the Young Bucks kind of doing some moves. They changed up some characters, all of that. Will Ospreay is a generational talent. Will always be phenomenal to watch.
To the ground.
Can talk, can do it all, and he's bringing up Kyle Fletcher. That whole side of AEW is phenomenal. It's this other side that's mid-card, this curtain jerker side that's not main event yet.
Even with Mercedes Moné, you see what the crowds disrespectfully was telling her to do.
Right.
And it's not even from a perspective where anybody can say, well, that's a heel thing.
Which puts Jamie Hayter on the bench because you paid Mercedes Moné so much money that Jamie Hayter, the one true person that everybody loves in that company, every fan, they were waiting for her to come back. She comes back and you put her right on the bench because you obligated to give Mercedes Moné main event women's stuff when she don't deserve it right now. She ain't doing nothing to deserve it. Nothing. To her, she's able to spin it. She's one of the greatest politicians in the world. And when you hear her talk, I love the confidence. I love I love her swagger. But she's definitely throwing smoke over there because she's not doing anything to make them better.
It's like Mercedes Moné. The only time you'll see her hot is if she has a Charlotte-esque kind of person she's going against.
Yes.
Then now I'm good. But if you have somebody
that shows something. That shows something huge.
And so when I look at it, that's why I always kept saying from a long time ago, I'm going to sound like a broken record, that there's certain times I understand you got to go search and go grab the bag. Cool. You have the confidence and you think you could go grab the bag. Cool. When you grab the bag, just remember you was on top of this ladder. You get a responsibility. So you just can't focus on just grabbing the bag. You got to understand, if you're going to tell me that you didn't want to give me a chance and all at the same time I'm demanding money, we still don't see what Becky Lynch is. They're talking about there's still a possibility of her renewing, negotiating, wanting to go to WWE. That's cool. She deserved to be a part of that conversation because when she comes back, she does sacrifices away from her daughter because she's chasing that bag. And not only that she chased that bag, now I'm going to give you all. I'm going to give you more. I'm actually going to try to outcompete my husband.
That. Yes,
I'm going to say that she's an Irish.
And she brings up other wrestlers with her.
Not only she brings up other people with her, she even brings back old school people that we thought that was it. Hall of Famer Trish Stratus, Lita. That thought that was just all done. We just thought it was over. Went down to the NXT. What?
Lyra Valkyrie.
You understand? And did her thing at NXT. Was wrestling for God's sakes. Made it to the big leagues, like she like to say, came down and said, I'm going to wrestle and I'm going to show you guys a good time down here in Orlando. Mm-hmm. That's what she did. Mercedes Moné say, you know what? I'm going to leave and I'm not going to go down that road. I'm just going to come right down the street just to say this. Mm-hmm. You got the bag. Actually, you holding two bags. You representing two of the companies. You understand? You represent. I still don't know what the purpose of that purple belt. I feel like when anybody that has the belts from New Japan Pro Wrestling and they're bringing it to America so us could see it on the television to bring eyes, I'm pretty sure that's what the CEO over there wants to see, that they bring eyes. They go to their apps, they go to the websites to watch their match. They want to see stuff like that, and you getting this. Fiasco, I digress after this, but Mercedes Moné, I know she's better than this, but you ran your mouth and you try to cash a check that now you can't even. Now you cash the check, it doesn't even make sense. Got me stuttering. Now you got it. You got the money and you got the Moné in your hand.
There needs to be something unhinged happening with her character going into Full Gear. You brought in this monster from NWA in Camille Brickhouse, who I thought could do it on her own because she could have been like a Jade Cargill in that company, because they do a lot of masking where if somebody is green in wrestling, which I think she is pretty good, but they do a good job of masking if they're green by allowing that match to look good. Something has to be big for the women's division in AEW this Full Gear, and I almost think that it's probably going to be free agent people coming over or showing up, and that's going to be unfortunate. I would like it to be somebody coming back, maybe even Jamie Hayter saying, I want my title back. You have to do something, because if Tony Storm is saying this in the news, it is going to put some eyes on your stuff. Like we always talk about with AEW pay-per-view week, there's always drama. Always drama. The last episode we had right before the pay-per-view, there was the same type of drama in the back, and we said we don't know if this is Tony Khan just making sure that you get eyes on his stuff, because it just seems to happen every time before pay-per-view starts. They're also doing smaller venues because the look of the seats and people getting and buying the seats is not looking good. There's a lot of eye-opening things happening in the midst of this Warner Brothers deal that happened. They got that money. There's time to invest and not invest into into free agents. I think we have to reinvest into your production, into your stories, into how you plan out these shows. Maybe even get rid of Rampage and kind of put more focus on Collision and Dynamite. But that's going to be it for Before the 1, 2, 3 Fiasco Hollywood. You had a little bit of the debate in here. You got Full Gear talk, and you got Netflix, boy, dropping the ball. Can they pick it up? We think so, but like, comment, subscribe on all that you see. Once again, this was another great episode. Continue to share it with friends and family. And we're going to move on. We're going to say happy Thanksgiving to all you guys as you go into the holiday. We're going to have some best ofs go out within the next couple of weeks. And then we'll